strengths and weaknesses, so we'll hear later from Kevin. And on to that introduction. Is it possible that you could tell the story of the most challenging times in your life and publish it in a book for all to see? What if you saw your 20-year investment in a career virtually wiped out by uninvited changes? Our speaker, Larry, proves that you can take uninvited change and turn it into opportunities and blessings using the principles learned in training and learned in his training and from his trusted mentors. As a successful author, speaker, and transformation coach, Larry Watson knows that these principles can harness the winds of change in life. And Larry believes that if they will work for him, they can work for you. Please welcome Larry Watson.
Ladies and gentlemen, 95% of first graders will raise their hand when you ask, who is an artist? In the second grade, that number goes to 50%. And by the third grade, it drops below 20%. Pablo Picasso was a capricious artist. And he said that the natural artist in us shows up when we are born. And then we grow up. And we spend the rest of our lives trying to rebuild, rediscover, reignite the natural artist within. After 10 years in the commercial printing industry, I had found that I was not, that my natural talents were not in management. So I decided to start a new business that would be making pottery and ceramic art. One day I found myself in an office, a doctor's office. And the cardiologist was trying to explain to me what had happened to my heart. And so I was trying to get a grip on what this means. That he was not the most communicative doctor. So I said, well, what? Do you think I might live another 20 years? And he said, well, you put me in a difficult position. Really? And I said, well, I'm trying to be a little lighter. I said, what, I'm not going to live a year? And he said, well, they're always coming up with new medications, and there's always the option of a heart transplant. Well, as a fellow cancer survivor said to me once, I need a doctor with hope. So I did my best Donald Trump impersonation, and I said, you're fired. And I did find a doctor who was ambitious and optimistic and hopeful. And he said, well, we're going to try this, and we're going to do that, and I'm going to get you back to 45%. You see, the heart is measured in its efficiency to pump blood. In our normal heart, a normal heart is about 60 to 70% efficient. And mine, at this point, was 15%. So I liked the sound of 45%. So we did this and we did that. And he sat me down and he said, well, I'm sorry. I've done all I can. It didn't work. So I said to him, well, now we're going to try it my way. And so I developed this regimen of supplements, of biofeedback through heart math, and metaphysical affirmations. And my heart efficiency rose to 53%. The fact is, you can't always believe the experts. They don't know everything. And I believe that each of us has more power than what people can give us. So one door closes and another opens. I began my studies in training and certification as a transformation life coach. A job of my dreams. Where I get to help survivors of uninvited change. People that are in the free fall of not knowing what their direction is, who they are, feeling alone. And I help them develop their strengths, their potential, and their zone of genius so that they can create the life they love. So I can draw out that artist within to create their life's masterpiece. Change. Uninvited change stinks. And change can be the greatest opportunity for us. Based on what we do with it. Because we are not limited by our conditions, but by our thinking. So I believe, I know, that each one of you can become a master artist and create your life masterpiece. Mr. Toastmaster.
Please take a moment. It looks like we've been given a small form that you can fill out and share a personal message